Now let's quickly start the trigonometry topic, and the very first thing in the definition we understood that the trigonometry basically deals with the triangle. Now when it comes to the trigonometry, we simply start talking about the right triangle. So let me tell you that it's not essentially that the right triangle is the only thing that we have to deal with. Basically the trigonometry tells us how to deal with any kind of triangle. So let me quickly draw a figure for you to understand that why exactly and how can we utilize it in any kind of triangle. So here I am drawing a triangle which, let's say, is not essentially a right triangle. So in this kind of a figure, if I drop a perpendicular such as this, and let me just give a name to these places, let's say that these points are A, B, C, and I have dropped a perpendicular BD. So what I've done is that I had a triangle which was a scalene triangle ABC and which was not a right triangle, but every such triangle can be converted into one or some such right triangles. So by dropping a perpendicular from B on AC, that is BD, I have divided this ABC triangle into two right triangles, and now in two right triangles once again we can start using the trigonometric functions. Now when it comes to the right triangle, let's quickly understand the basic terminology of the triangles. So I'm quickly drawing a right triangle here and then quickly tell you that what are the terminologies used, because in different schools, different teachers of different medium teach them using the different terms. So suppose we have a triangle ABC which is right angled at point B. So this side AB is considered either opposite or it is called as perpendicular. So these are two very frequent terms used to define AB, provided the trigonometrical relationships are being built based on this particular angle which we are calling as theta, right? So this is called opposite because the opposite means the side opposite to the angle. So you can see that opposite to this angle we have a side here AB, and so we call it opposite. But in the other terminology we use it perpendicular as well, because this particular line is called base in that case, right? In the other language we call it adjacent because this is the side which is adjacent to the angle, while AC is called hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is used by the same term whether we are talking the opposite adjacent terminology or whether we are using perpendicular or base terminology. So this is the basic nomenclature of the triangle, and now once we have understood these things, we will quickly start discussing the use of the functions, the trigonometrical functions, that means sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec in the next video. But let me just quickly summarize that when we say the opposite is same as perpendicular, and if we were to define them, we can say that this is the side which is opposite to the angle based on which the trigonometrical function is being calculated. Adjacent is same as the base, while this is the side which is adjacent to the angle, and hypotenuse in the right triangle is the longest side which is connecting the end of opposite with the end of adjacent. So this is how the basic terminology is being used, and if this is theta, this angle we can say is 90 minus theta. But if a trigonometrical relationship is defined based on this 90 minus theta, then the side opposite to this angle will become the opposite or the perpendicular. So understand this thing that the opposite and the adjacent can interchange depending upon the angle that we are considering. The opposite is always the side opposite to the angle that is being used in the trigonometrical function. I hope that makes sense. In the next video, we will quickly understand how can we relate all these things in context of various trigonometrical functions that we need to use. Thank you so much.